Hi everyone, I am Muhammad Kamal. Thank you for coming to today's discussion. And today's discussion will be basically on happiness. So, it is like very often people meet with incidents and situations in their life that make them unhappy. Like later, when they recover their unconsciousness and reflect on such incident and situation, they find that their happiness or unhappiness was simply a reaction, no more or no less. People, however, react differently to any given situation and are able to achieve a higher degree of stability and tolerance if they can cope with a given situation effectively. Let me take you to one of the neighbor of the well-known German philosopher Immanuel Kant. He had a rooster that never stopped crowing. It terribly annoyed Kant and distracted him from his work. When Kant got fed up with the crowing of the rooster, he sent its servant to buy, slaughter, and prepare it for lunch. He often invited a friend of his to have a lunch with him. As both men sat waiting for lunch, Kant talked on his friend about the rooster, and he announced it used to cause him and described the peace and quiet he was enjoying after he had gotten rid of it. When the servant brought them the food, he explained that the neighbor had refused to sell his rooster, so he purchased another one from the market. At that moment, Kant became aware of the fact that the rooster was still crowing. It seems as though this well-known philosopher felt miserable one moment and unhappy the next, although the rooster was still crowing, despite the fact that what was disturbing him still existed. There was a psychological change within himself. So apparently, the inner self, nor the rooster, was the determining of the factor of his happiness or unhappiness. Many people sleep disturbed, neither intense noise of non-horning cars nor by the scream of children playing in the street, yet the sound of the footsteps or whisper inside their bedrooms wake them up. Similarly, people sleeping on the train will not be disturbed by the talk of those sitting next to them. What makes them endure the intense horn honking noise of the car, the screaming of children, or the noisy people on the train? Though the whisper or the footsteps usually arouse them from their sleep, it is because of the sensation is like a light which on makes them around you visible, whether they are placing or displacing to you. When it is off, you fail to hear the noises in the street, even though they are louder. In fact, the low whisper they heard in their bedrooms was because they directed their senses and attention to it. But they missed other sounds because they blacked them out of their perception despite their loudness. So the sound disappeared just as large objects disappear in the dark. So therefore, why not divert our attention and sense from all the discomforts of life? Not all discomforts penetrate into the heart. Only what a person allows into his or her heart willingness will enter. So why don't more people strengthen and fortify themselves against pain and discomfort? Let me take you another incident. There was two men of equal physical strength may carry the same load. The first may complain as if he carried a double weight, while the other may laugh and sing as if he carried nothing. These two men of similar physique may suffer from the same illness. One may react pessimistically and may always be thinking of the days, thereby intensifying his illness, whereas the other may endure potentially and feel optimistic and expect a quick recovery, therefore expediting his return to a state of good health. So, these are the things that we're going to discuss. So hopefully we'll continue this one. This is the first episode. We'll continue with the next one after a while. Thanks.